Hey everyone! ChatGPT Taylor aka Taylor here. Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is the start of a 4-video series on this channel. If you've watched my videos for long enough, then you know that I've mainly covered this venture camp on this channel. But at my core, I love reality competition in general. Starting at Survivor, branching off to Total Drama, and leading me to this venture camp, among others. But for this particular niche of reality competition shows, irregardless of them being real life or animated, there are so many shows out there that can be covered. And I want to take some time to cover some shows in this genre that I really like. So every other week for the next 2 months, I will be covering a series that I really love. And don't worry, it's not too different from shows like Total Drama and Survivor. In fact, it's so similar to them that it was named after these exact 2 shows. So viewers, I present to you an underrated fan series of Total Drama and Survivor, aptly named Total Drama Survivor. And also, I want to make it clear that this video will be spoiler-free, so if you decide to give the show a watch after this video, you will be able to watch this video without being spoiled on any of the major, key game moments. And with that, let's dive right in. Before I begin, make sure to like and subscribe if this video is to your liking, and make sure to comment down below if there's anything that you would like to see going forward. Now, you might be asking, what is Total Drama Survivor? Well, it's an in-real-life show that has spanned 2 seasons and a spin-off series, at least so far. Based somewhere in the state of Washington in the United States, the brains behind the show is Starr, who created the show with the premise of having his closest friends competing on a show with a budget of a broke college student. And before you say that's rude, Hunter said it himself.
I've gathered 13 contestants to compete in challenge after challenge for the chance to win $150. I'm a broke college student. I can't afford much.
But anyways, Hunter got his friends to compete in a show with the typical format of Total Drama. The campers are divided into teams, they compete in challenges against each other, one team wins immunity, and the losing team votes out one member from their team. The game continues until we reach the merge, and the process continues until one person is crowned the winner by a jury vote, which is a staple of Survivor. By combining the format of Total Drama and Survivor with the passion of creating a show despite a low budget, you get a finished product that is both entertaining yet relatable. It's not overly dramatized for the sake of getting more views, but it still provides a lot of entertainment through the strategy involved in the competition, the personalities of the campers, and the intensity of the challenges, despite their simplicity. And from Season 1 to Season 2, there were some improvements to the production, which I think shows how dedicated the creator is to making the project incredible. But what exactly is it about this show that makes it stand out? Well, let me go into 3 aspects of the show that I think really put this show into another tier. To start, let's talk about the cast. Again, I won't spoil anything about the competitors' placements, alliances, or the moves that they make, but I will definitely talk about their personalities. And honestly, the personalities of the cast members really make this show special. Each cast member has something unique about them that makes them memorable. And it's not overdone either. For example, Ainsley is dubbed the troublemaker. To have someone like her in the game who may not be afraid to stir up trouble is great for entertainment. You also get someone like Luke, who is dubbed the pretty boy. Is there more below his dashing good looks? Can he be just as strategic as he is social? It creates intrigue. Then you get to someone like Emma, who is dubbed the superfan. Will her superfan status give her a leg up? Or will it make her a threat? You'll have to tune in to find out. And then you have someone like Sean, who is dubbed the side character. It might sound mean, but in a season with drama, it's nice to have someone who slides by all the drama and is just looking to have fun with their friends. Think of him as the Tess of Total Drama Survivor. And I mean that in an endearing way. But regardless of who you choose, all the cast members bring something great to the show that makes them stand out, while also contributing to the competitive and entertaining atmosphere of the show. And this atmosphere is further emphasized by the hosting. The aforementioned Starr takes on the hosting duties, and I think he does it well. He has this natural charisma that just makes you want to listen to him. Also, I'm pretty sure he has a background in theater, so that might have something to do with it. But he seems to know exactly how to address an audience, which is pretty important in his position. And adding to the fact that it seems like he had to handle the production of Season 1 largely on his own, I feel like he's a perfect fit for something like this. And he also knows how to prompt the campers in order to get the information that he needs for the show. And this is especially true during the elimination ceremonies. As far as I can remember, he typically spends the first half of the elimination ceremonies asking questions to the campers in order to let the audience in on what they're thinking. While not leading them in any particular direction, he's good at stirring up some subtle drama while also asking questions that are sensible to ask, and not purely drama-seeking. From asking whether the campers feel safe at the elimination ceremonies, to asking why they may have lost the previous immunity challenge, to asking about the campers' social standings, this all seems to come naturally to him in his role. And Hunter also seems to get more comfortable in his position as host as the episodes go by. And by the time he gets into season 2, he seems to be very comfortable in his role. And I'm sure that being around his friends all day makes the job a little bit easier on him. On that note, while the cast members might be friends with each other, that doesn't mean that the campers will be afraid to make moves against each other. And there are some pre-show connections that make things a little bit interesting. For example, two of the campers, Tristan and Sydney, enter the season as boyfriend and girlfriend. Will that pre-existing connection make it easier to work together, or harder? It's some food for thought. Additionally, Tristan used to date another one of the campers, Jordan. Will this pre-existing connection hurt either of their games? Or are they past it? It may be answered in the show. And some of these connections go even deeper than that. For example, campers Luke and Emma are actually siblings. Will this familial bond make them want to work together? Or are they more likely to target each other? That's the question. And on the other end of the spectrum, you have campers like Betsy and Ava who seem to be not as well connected as the other campers. Will this leave them as easy votes? Or can they weave their way into the group? These unique connections combined with a diverse set of personalities among the cast make them very entertaining to watch, at least to me. Maybe you'll think similarly if you decide to give the show a watch. But the show is more than just the cast. And for a show like Total Drama or Survivor, some people get a lot of enjoyment from the competition itself, part of which is the challenges. Now, since this show is made on the budget of a broke college student, there's no way that elaborate structures like these are able to be built for this kind of show. But that doesn't mean that the challenges aren't good. If you ask me, I think that not having a large budget pushed the production to use their creativity to create some cool challenges. Whether it's a physical challenge involving climbing up a slippery slope with a baby doll, a mental challenge involving answering trivia questions about surviving in the wild, an artistic challenge involving creating a song on GarageBand, or a willpower challenge involving drinking a nasty concoction, it took some creativity to come up with these challenges for the show. And I genuinely believe that these challenges delivered on entertainment irregardless of the budget. I think it shows that you don't need a large budget to create an entertaining piece of media. And honestly, I feel like not having to build elaborate sets for the challenges really helps keep the show in that fan-made niche of the internet. At the end of the day, seeing some simple challenges performed by everyday people really makes the series feel relatable to me. It increases the reality of the show, in my opinion. The way I see it, it's a lot easier for the viewers to put themselves in the campers' shoes because we could realistically try out the challenges that are shown in the show. Instead of crossing a chasm on a tightrope or driving a go-kart through a forest, all we need to do is blend up some random food in our fridge or download an app on our phone. That ease and simplicity just makes it easier to connect to the challenge and the show, at least for me. For some people, the challenges can make or break this kind of fan series. If people ever criticize challenges in these kinds of reality shows, it usually deals with either the creativity or the lack of excitement. But I can assure you that the challenges in this show generally bring creativity and excitement in spades. Sure, you might recognize some of the challenges from Total Drama or Survivor, but in a fan series that's literally named after those two shows, I think it makes sense for that to happen. But of course, while it's important to have a good cast and suitable challenges, I think it helps for the show to be presented in a clear and coherent way. And while the hosting definitely plays a role in that, there's something else that has a big role in the presentation, and that's the filming and editing of the whole season. The filming and editing of fan series in general is something that I think can make or break the series as a whole. In general, people want to see high-quality pieces of content. In an animated series like this Venture Camp, that falls on the animation and the voice recordings. And in a real-life series, this falls on the filming and editing of the series. Now, I'm not an expert on filming and editing, so take what I have to say with a grain of salt. That being said, when I first started watching Total Drama Survivor, I wasn't expecting too much. After all, with a low-budget series and minimal staff, you wouldn't expect them to use high-quality, HD, 4K cameras to record everything. But even without any fancy recording equipment, the show still finds a way to get the job done. From what I can tell, the show mainly records footage using iPhones. There may be a handy cam or two used, since we can see some slow zoom-ins during some of the scenes, although I suppose this could have been done in editing as well, so it's a bit uncertain. But either way, the footage does seem to be pretty good quality. And while it may not be 4K footage, it does seem to be 1080p quality, which is more than enough for a fan series if you ask me. I don't think anyone would be seriously bothered by the quality of the footage. As for the audio, I can't tell if there are any external mics used. There doesn't seem to be any lav mics on anyone on camera, and based on the minimal staff available, I doubt that there are any boom mics used, so I'm going to assume that the audio is largely, if not entirely from the camera's audio. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. The audio itself is still pretty clear, and you can largely still hear everyone clearly speak their words. And even when there are moments where the campers are speaking quieter than normal, there are subtitles on the screen to help make the words clear, which I think is nice as well. It also helps that there seems to be minimal background noise in the majority of the shots, even though most of the series takes place outdoors. The only scenes with a large amount of background noise are the bathroom confessionals because of the fan in there, but I can forgive that. Not a big deal. As for the editing, to my understanding, it seems like it's mostly done by Hunter and an associate who goes by Truck. And for a two-person team, I think the series is edited pretty well. The scenes are put together pretty cleanly, the transitions between scenes are gentle and not rough, and there's a good usage of background music when necessary to set the mood for the scenes. This includes suspenseful music during the elimination ceremonies and intense, upbeat music during the challenges. And when the show does use cutaways, it's done in a pretty amusing manner. Such as this.
Just got back from Starbucks.
It's the little things that amuse me. And all of what I've mentioned in this section does improve from Season 1 to Season 2. Season 2's footage does seem to be markedly clearer, the audio is still very good, the editing is still great quality, and there are even more editing jokes to break the tension a little bit. Such as this masterpiece.
My dramatic reading of the Wikipedia article for eggnog. Eggnog, historically also known as a milk punch, or an egg milk punch when alcoholic beverages are added, is a rich, chilled, sweetened dairy-based beverage. It is traditionally made with milk, cream, sugar, egg yolks, and whipped egg whites, which gives it its frothy texture and its name.
And of course, we can't forget the cutaways, such as this beauty right here.
It was actually Alexa. So
What did I say?
Wait, how many?
I'm scared.
I'm really scared.
It's all a part of what makes this series great. Now, I get it if some of you watching think that I'm just glazing the series and showering it with comments. But at the same time, I'm not going to put my support behind a series unless I truly feel like it warrants the support. I was really entertained and hooked by Total Drama Survivor, and I'm shocked that it hasn't gotten more traction in the Total Drama community. From what I can tell, the series itself has garnered around 17,500 views across its 2 seasons. And even though that's definitely nothing to scoff at, with the quality that this show has, I really thought that it would have had more. Who knows, maybe one day it will blow up even more than it already has. But right now, all I can say is that I really enjoyed this series, and I strongly recommend watching it. With a cast full of personality, relatable challenges, composed filming, entertaining strategy, and all tied together with practical filming and editing, there's just a lot to love. And if you do decide to watch it, hopefully you find as much joy watching this series as I did. And that about does it for this video. What do you think? Did this video convince you to give the series a look? Have you already watched this series and just stopped by to see what I would say about it? Either way, please let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like the video, click subscribe if you really like the video, and for some ending words of wisdom. Make sure to read the contracts that you sign, otherwise you could end up reenacting Lady and the Tramp with a piece of kale. Although depending on who you are, this might not be a bad thing. Thank you, and farewell.